திரு ஆனந்த் ஸ்ரீனிவாசன் அவர்களின் சாதாரண பங்கு அசாதாரண லாபம் தமிழ் வடிவம் இப்போது கிண்டிலில் கிடைக்கிறது. இந்த புத்தகம் புதிய முதலீட்டாளர்களுக்கு பங்குச்சந்தை பற்றிய ஒரு அறிமுகமாக இருக்கும். இந்த புத்தகத்தை நீங்கள் கிண்டிலில் வாங்க விரும்பினால் வீடியோவின் கீழே இருக்கும் லிங்கை கிளிக் செய்யுங்கள்.
Good evening. Today I want to talk about the curious case of Pfizer. Of all vaccines known to that have been discovered against COVID, it is clear that Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson have shown very good results, and so has Moderna. But none of these vaccines have been approved in India for a long time. These vaccines have been largely the vaccines that have been used in America and rest of the world. These vaccines have become freely available in Singapore, in Dubai, in all these places. In fact, Pfizer has shown the maximum protection against COVID with a case that nearly 85% of people who have been vaccinated have not got reinfected. And even in cases, among cases where there is reinfection, fatality has been extremely low. Even against the new variant called the Delta variant, Pfizer vaccine has been very effective. The government announced with great fanfare about 6 weeks back that any vaccine approved by the FDA would be launched in India. Immediately, Pfizer applied for permission to import and sell and supply this product across India. 8 weeks have passed and Pfizer has yet to get permission from Government of India. Nobody is clear why is there delay in government giving grant to Pfizer. The reason that is being officially touted is the indemnity clause. In a pandemic like this, when a vaccine has been shown to work with very minimal side effects, governments normally give indemnity. Indemnity is insurance to the company. Unlikely event of a fatality, in case of this vaccination, the company is protected by law against any claims, and the government in turn will settle claims. Both in Europe and America, Pfizer and other vaccines have got this indemnity. Government of India now says that the local vaccine manufacturers have not got this indemnity. Therefore, we will not be able to give that indemnity. Now, what has happened is Pfizer has said thanks, but no thanks. We are unable to supply to you, and we have enough demand to meet till the next 18 months. Pfizer has also offered that if the government of India gives the indemnity, they are willing to give the vaccine at 710 rupees per dose, which is far cheaper than the locally grown Covaxin, which initially the government claimed would be cheaper than a bottle of water. What would be cheaper than a bottle of water today costs 1800 rupees. This is a local vaccine developed with the help of National Institute of Virology and ICMR. So far, no convincing answer has been given on why this vaccine is so costly. Going back to Pfizer, Pfizer vaccine needs a colding chain to be delivered and will take a lot of effort to roll this out. The sooner the government rolls it out, the better for the public. Pfizer says the price of 710 rupees that they have offered to government of India for max vaccination does not cover the cost of indemnity. What they say, any indemnity claim, if at all it should be subject to US court just jurisdictions, not Indian court jurisdictions. After much haggling for 8 weeks, it has been now agreed that the Pfizer will get a partial indemnity. What does the government mean by giving them partial indemnity? Partial indemnity means that in case Pfizer already declares the known side effects well in advance, then if the cause of death or cause of any problems to the individual is because of the declared side effects, then Pfizer gets indemnity. But if there is an unknown cause that comes out suddenly that Pfizer has not declared, then Pfizer is liable. These are crazy conditions. What it looks like is government does not want Pfizer to roll out its vaccination in India. What is scary is now that the government of India, in a study by AIMS, says that Covishield and Covaxin do not seem to give protection to the individual against a new two variants called the Delta variant and the Alpha variant, both of which have been detected in India in this year and are supposed to have predominant cause of the problem in the second wave. These two variants have been able to break through the protection given by both the vaccines that are very popular in India. So it is very imperative for the government to give permission for the launch of Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson and Johnson. Even if these vaccines are expensive, a large section of the people who can afford private care will take the vaccine and thus freeing up the existing vaccine for a mass drive. The sooner the government moves, it is better on that. Then there is another development. An industrialist who is considered very close to the government has now applied for a permission to import 20 million doses of Johnson and Johnson virus. How was such an application made when Johnson and Johnson has not even approved by government of India, nor has Johnson and Johnson made an application for approval? Is this the new route for getting approvals in India, that you find an industrialist who is very close to the powers to be and who makes an application, then everything is granted overnight? As of today, Johnson and Johnson's permission does not seem to have come through. We do not know yet whether the approval was granted or was rejected. But the way things work in India, one fine day you may find that the company is injecting its employees with Johnson and Johnson, and the government will claim it had already approved it before. The sooner this government follows a transparent policy of vaccinating everybody and allowing private people to choose what vaccination they want that is available in the market, sooner the people can go back to work, offices can open, shops can open, commerce can take place, and the country can go back to being normal after 2 years of pandemic. Worldwide, this indemnity has been given and the world has opened up. When will we wake up? Only time will tell. Thank you for watching. Be Rich. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.